Hey everyone, I'm Meg Oliver. Tom Brady says his appeal process was a sham. This after the NFL upheld his 4-game suspension for his role in deflategate. In a statement from his agent, Brady claims the NFL has no evidence that anything inappropriate occurred. In its decision, Commissioner Roger Goodell said that Brady destroyed his cell phone to conceal text messages implicating him for deflating footballs in the 2015 AFC Championship game. NFL Players Association said they will take this case to court. Earlier, we spoke to CBS Sports Senior NFL writer Will Brinson about the fact that Brady destroyed his phone before meeting with investigators.
It's not necessarily a stunning ruling that Roger Goodell would uphold the 4-game suspension for Brady. I think what's stunning in this is that, we have this allegation, I guess, unless Tom Brady and his camp will have, we haven't heard it confirmed from them, although the NFL says that they were told by Brady that he destroyed the phone. And I think that goes, it leans negatively against Tom Brady in the sense of, it's hard not to see the destruction of his cell phone as some sort of tampering with evidence or obstruction of justice, not in the real criminal world, but the way it plays out in the NFL justice world. At the same time, I wouldn't really want the NFL getting a hold of my cell phone. I mean, just because I have, personal discussions with people on there, and I think everybody does. You wouldn't want, an organization that is not always completely tight with the records when it comes to public leaking to have a hold of that. So you can see why Tom Brady might do that. But in the absence of any actual proof that there was nothing wrong with his cell phone records, it looks bad that he destroyed them. And if you can't come forward and say, hey, Roger, look, I don't have anything on here, I'm not worried about it. I think clearly that's what went against Tom Brady. Now this gets ugly because all of a sudden we've got the NFL saying, look, it wasn't just as bad as we made it sound out to be. Now it's worse. Now it sounds worse that Tom Brady did destroy this cell phone, and I think you're going to see Tom Brady probably pursue a legal case against the NFL for that suspension.
Well, that's what was at the bottom of this all along. The bigger issue seemed to be Brady's lack of cooperation for the investigators and everything. And now that we know that he destroyed his cell phone, does he have a leg to stand on to appeal this?
Well, no. I mean, he doesn't have a leg to stand on to appeal with the NFL. Obviously, that process, that ship has sailed. The NFL has made its final ruling. Roger Goodell has handed down judge, jury, executioner style to affirm his initial punishment. The difference between the NFL and a court of law, though, is that the NFL operates on preponderance of evidence. In other words, it just has to be greater than 50%. But in the court of law, if there's no proof that Tom Brady did anything, it's going to be a lot harder to uphold. So the NFL operates under a different set of circumstances than an actual court of law would. Now, whether or not a judge will look at Tom Brady's, the destruction of the cell phone and say, and determine the same sort of thing that the NFL did, that's to be found out. But certainly, if you think about the time frame, so we're in late July right now. I mean, it's July 28th. If just anybody sued the NFL right now, they would have, you'd have 30 days to run up to, to file a response, to file an answer. Then you get 30 days to file a response. It wouldn't be very difficult, and I've been saying this for several months now, it would not be very difficult for Tom Brady to play in week 1 because of the timing of this if he decides to sue the NFL, which I have to imagine that he still will.
Yeah, well, I guess for a lot of people, this revelation that Tom Brady destroyed this phone is about perception. Our own Anna Warner asked him in a press conference if he had tampered with those footballs, if he had any knowledge of tampering with those footballs, and he denied it. And now he goes ahead and destroys this phone. I understand the fact that many people wouldn't want an organization that you work for to see your personal text messages, but when your very reputation is at stake, the reputation that you spent so many years building, and you've denied any kind of tampering with the ball, why wouldn't you just let that phone into their hands so they could just clear you?
Well, exactly, and that's the issue here for the way that the public perceives Tom Brady. I think that you're going to see a swing right now. I think that this, and I don't know, we don't know what was on Tom Brady's phone, and we might never know. It's possible. I think, even if he's destroyed the phone and destroyed the SIM card, I was always under the impression that you could go to Verizon or whoever and say, hey, look, we want to subpoena these records, and then, perhaps in the discovery phase, you would be able to see those. I don't know the specifics on that. I know that they've changed the privacy laws, but I do think that, because of the way that this is unfolding, you're going to see a swing in the way that the public perceives this. Maybe leaning a little more towards the NFL side, whereas over the last month, people have been getting really impatient with this whole process and wondering what's taking so long for Roger Goodell to make a ruling. And really, Tom Brady's kind of becoming a sympathetic figure as we expected this conclusion to ultimately be a situation where Tom Brady didn't face a lengthy suspension, and now kind of a shocking turn of events. It wasn't reduced at all.